Hello YouTube, this is Afroman from Team Island MTG after the ridiculously long hiatus. We've got a Grixus Toolbox deck tech. When I say toolbox, I mean a deck that you would give to a friend who just started and not one who wants to seriously play, or not one that you can seriously play with. That's a good little base. Let's get into it. We're going to jump into these creatures with one of Hangerback Walker. He's a 0/0 XX. The X is for 1/1 counters that come onto him once he hits the board, and that just gets bigger and bigger. And when he dies, all those 1/1 counters turn into Thopters, which is fantastic. We've got Blood-Soaked Champion. The only reason we're running him is for the recursion, which seldom triggers, but when it does, like, we can make it trigger when it needs to. Umera Entangler is actually a very defensive card, given the 1 toughness because of the prowess. We have so many spells to trigger it, so much removal, so much counter magic that really helps it get bigger when it needs to be. Master of the Feast is a 5/5 for 3. Do we need to talk about it anymore? I've got 2 Kolaghan Storm's Fury. He's a 4/5 for 5, and when a dragon swings, it gets +1/+0. So all of your dudes get +1/+0. So if these two swing together, we would normally swing in for 9, really swinging in for 11. Dragon Lord Kolaghan, 6/5. Fantastic. We're going to run a 2 of that, and it really screws over our opponent and makes them play conscientiously towards their graveyard. We've got Gurmag Angler, which is just for easy early aggro. Because of the delve, we will fill up our graveyard pretty quickly. Then we've got Stormcrag Elemental, which is a 5/5 for 6. I like to actually just megamorph it and make it a 6/6 for 6, because we can usually get the double red to trigger. Let's go ahead and get into our spells. We've got a Rending Volley main board, because, white and blue are horrible, and that's why we're going to kill them. We've got Duress. Anytime that we can disrupt somebody's hand is fantastic. We're going to run Ultimate Price, Claustrophobia, Hero's Downfall, Foul Tongue Invocation, Languish, and Murderous Cut in our removal package. Our removal package is really big because we're running black, but this is only a toolbox deck with no sideboard. So, 5 removal and a board wipe, it's okay with me. Next, we're going to roll onto our counter magic, which would be Rakshasa's Disdain, which is fantastic if we have a full graveyard. And even if not, we make them tap down extra mana to cast their spells, which is awesome. We've got Disdainful Stroke, which is a hard counter for anything 4 or greater. We've got Negate, and we've got Cancel. So we've only got 4 counter spells, but they're all different, and they're all really good. Sphinx's Tutelage is our first just spells type spell. It's really just disruption, but we're not trying to trigger the draw effect as often as a deck would that runs this, but we do enjoy the fact that it does happen and it screws over our opponent. One more thing for them to have to remove off our board. Then we've got Master of the Way, which is really like a burn type spell, the only spell of that type in this deck. You draw a card, your hand size deals damage to somebody's face, which is fantastic. And the last 2 spells in our deck are Send to Sleep and Dig Through Time. Send to Sleep just taps down 2 guys. It's almost like removal. And Dig Through Time, everybody knows what Dig Through Time is. This is a casual deck, and that's not modern legal, so make sure they know that when they try and play this deck. Also, we have Anticipate, which is essentially Dig Through Time, but way watered down. You look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them in your hand, the other go to the bottom. It's a really good spell. Let's move on to our mana base. We've got 1 mountain, 4 swamps, 3 island, 4 Evolving Wilds, 2 Skyline Cascade to slow down the onslaught of our Grixus control mid-range deck. We don't want anybody to try and kill us before we can get online, so these help out a lot. We have 7 life gain lands, 4 Dismal Backwater, 2 Swiftwater Cliffs, and 1 Bloodfell Caves. If you get all those to trigger, that's 7 life right there. And to round out our mana base, we have 3 Shivan Reef. This has been a quick deck tech, the Toolbox, the first of our Toolbox series. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, show to your friends, and we'll have more coming out in June. See you later.